Jonah's voice was light, casual. The kind of tone people use when they've already decided the answer. Behind him, Stelea and her mother were carrying suitcases through the front door. The kids tumbled in next, half-tied shoes clapping against. The hardwood laughter spilling into the walls that still smelled like new paint. My boxes sat, unopened by the fireplace. The labels in my own handwriting. Books, kitchen, keepsakes, the house keys were still warm in my palm. The realtor's tag was still dangling from the ring. I hadn't even finished unpacking, hadn't even had time to breathe in the idea of solitude. Jonah looked at me as if I'd confirm what he'd already believed. I opened my mouth. Nothing came. The words felt bruised before they even surfaced. Delea's voice carried from the hallway. "Mom, take the room with the bigger window. The kids can share until we rearrange the basement." She turned back with a smile too wide, too polished. "This is going to be so good for everyone." Her mother brushed by me with a stack of towels I didn't own. "Good bones," she said, patting the wall. "Too much space for one person." I stepped aside as the kids tore through again. My coffee sat cooling on the counter, untouched. No one asked before opening closets. No one noticed the rugs still had their tags. Jonah's hand rested on my shoulder firm, comforting in a way that smothered. "You'll see, Mom. It'll be like old times. Just more love in the rooms. Old times." I remembered those. The sofa bed. The loans. The way my savings drained into someone else's dream. Yes had been my only word. I pressed my lips together, poured out the cooling coffee, and began a new list. Not for groceries this time. It's for evidence. It happened quickly after that dot. A new rug ordered from my couch with my Wi-Fi. A photo of a man I didn't know nailed into my hallway. My grandmother's oak console vanishing, replaced by something lacquered and cheap. I didn't fight. I didn't argue. Smiled, nodded, washed dishes in silence while they filled the air with plans. Curtain fabrics, paint colors, just making it livable. That night, while they argued over curtain rods, I screwed cameras into corners. Quiet. Little eyes in the kitchen, the hallway, the entry. I told them I was working on tax folders. That much was true. But what I was really doing was cross-checking every wire transfer. Every loan, every just until we're back on our feet. I scanned Jonah's old notes, added them to a binder I hadn't touched in years. The deed was still mine. Sole ownership. No signatures but my own. By Friday, Delea's mother was calling her space my suite. By Saturday, my towels had been stacked on a chair to make room for her vitamins. On the fridge, a list in Delea's handwriting dot at the bottom. Jonah had added, "We'll Venmo you later, Mom." I peeled it off without a word, folded it into my pocket, logged it in the binder. Under invasion timeline, the binder thickened. Screenshots, receipts, camera stills. My silence became sharp, deliberate at night, while they settled deeper into what they thought was theirs. I sat in the dark, flipping pages, letting the weight of paper remind me I wasn't losing. I was preparing Sunday dinner. The house was loud, careless. Jonah carved the roast as if it were his table. Delea corrected the children like it were her dining room. Eleanor adjusted my thermostat twice. I let them. I let every small violation stack, brick on brick. Then I dimmed the lights, rolled in the projector. "Thought we'd go through some memories," I said. Jonah grinned, leaning back. "Classic Mom." The first slide appeared, Delea's email inbox. Subject, title transfer options. Send to a lawyer. The grin faltered. Next. A text message. Eleanor to Delea. "Once she's gone, it'll all be ours." The children went silent. Another click. Audio Eleanor's. Voice caught by the hallway camera. "She won't be around forever." And then, well, no one moved. Not another slide. Jonah's secret account opened in both our names. Utilities switched. Unauthorized signatures. I didn't explain. Didn't raise my voice. I just let the evidence breathe in the room until it suffocated every excuse. Then I laid 5 envelopes on the table. heavy sealed, Jonah's every loan documented, every misuse tallied, and the end of my financial support. Delea's a cease and desist on her attempted title transfer. Eleanor's a rental termination letter, effective immediately. The grandchildren's pamphlets on elder financial abuse. Information, not punishment. Marcus's a hand-drawn map. A path through trees. A swing. A future. I excused myself. The locksmith was already waiting by the gate. By dawn, I was gone. One suitcase, one box, one binder. The locks were changed. The keys left behind. The real house was waiting, one bedroom. A screened porch, utilities in my name alone. Quiet. Hidden dot back in Asheville. The notices would arrive one by one. Closed accounts, revoked agreements. Legal warnings in black and white. I muted the family group chat. I didn't listen to the voicemails. Confusion, anger, pleas, they meant nothing. Except Marcus. He never asked for money or keys, only a map. I mailed him another. One marked, not yet, but someday. The garden grew crooked but alive. Zinnias, peppers, sunflowers. Coffee in Arthur's chipped mug. The porch swing creaked in the wind. When Jonah came, he didn't bring excuses. Just an envelope, the deed to his house. Signed over. I never thought I'd be the kind of son you'd walk away from, he said. You didn't notice. I told him when I was already halfway gone. We sat outside, coffee between us, no invitation back in. And when he left, I didn't watch him drive away. I turned back to the kitchen, to the letter waiting on the table, to the silence that was finally wholly mine.